What's up, guys? Brand new podcast. Here, this is episode 10. This was a super fun one, actually, guys, because out of all the guests I've had so far, I've known these guys the longest. Episode is with Freddy Avalos and Joey Bisson. I've known them both probably, 9-10 years. So this was a really fun one. We talked about a little bit about everything. Talked a bit about motorcycles, a lot about beer. Talked a lot about beer. Freddie brought some cool beers. He's from the Adirondack region of New York, and he brought some interesting, fun New York beers. Some stuff that I miss that I can't get here in Montreal. So I want to apologize, guys. There's a couple spots that I had to edit some stuff out just because computer crashing and audio dropouts. It just made some of the audio unusable. So while we recorded really for closer to almost 2 hours, this podcast is about an hour and a half long. So this was recorded on my laptop before I got my new recording device. So won't be an issue anymore, guys. But otherwise, enjoy the show. Thanks.
Was full race.
Yeah.
But so Simone's bike is the Tuono, same engine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Except it doesn't have clip-ons; they're regular bars.
Right.
It doesn't have full fairing; it's half fairing, and it's not considered super sport. It has 175 horsepower instead of 190. So it's detuned a little bit. That $580 a year.
So you can get away with that and then just modify it to turn it.
You could, if you want to save $900 or $800-900 a year, you basically buy that bike, put your clip-ons for $200-300, get your full fairing, and maybe if you even want, you could tune it. You don't need to. You have 175 horsepower.
Yeah.
But that's a way to get around it, because if not, it's just ridiculous. $1,400 a year.
That is crazy.
You keep 3 years. That's like $4,000.
No, yeah.
What I was noticing was crazy was we're live, by the way.
Oh,
so you know.
Oops.
So what I was noticing, what's crazy to me is like bikes are so much more expensive up here to have in general, and most people that I know here have bikes.
Why'd you tell us we're live? Now I don't know what to say.
I just want you to know.
No, don't.
No, just like keep
We're not live. Just
not
you
live.
can't go back.
Just keep the mic to your face. No, we're just.
I'm stressed out.
Just.
Great.
The only difference is don't gesture with the mic now. Just hold it to your mouth.
So
dang it.
Like one fist.
One fist? A baby fist?
A little farther.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So like in the States, it's so different because all you gotta do is like you buy whatever bike you want. It doesn't matter if it's a bobber, or if it's S1000RR.
Yeah. Well,
it's all the same. Like insurance varies obviously on the type of bike.
If you're
it
a
is.
bad driver,
But all you do is like you pay a one-time fee for like taxes and just plates and title, all that jazz, and then you just pay insurance on it yearly. That's it.
Yeah.
But like if you live like in Connecticut, then you'd have to pay personal property taxes on it per year. So it varies state by state. Yeah. So but New York is like super. In a way, they're a lot more relaxed than other states as far as like owning.
New York's really chill. Yeah, I know people with like multiple bikes.
Yeah,
like they'll just have them register with plates on them all the time.
Well, I hear you
like
would never do bikes. That.
No, you can't do that here.
You have four race bikes. You're spending almost $6,000 a year. Just
insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Like down there, like you pay you re-register your vehicle or whatever it is every 2 years in New York, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
And then you have to do a yearly inspection. So it's just like a yearly inspection is $20 for a car, and then to register your vehicle every other year is less than $100.
Okay.
So it's way different than up here. So like that's why everyone just has bikes up there and they have all their toys because it's not crazy expensive to own it. You just gotta fork up the cash up front to buy a bike. So like down there, like if you wanted to buy like for example like a Gixxer 600, like post 2005, you're looking at $4 or $5 grand depending on the mileage. Yeah, but if like but nothing ever really goes lower, like I said earlier, than like $2,500. You can have like a Vulcan from 1987, and it's still like $2,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with this.
You're just talking into a mic because there's a mic in front of you. Told you not to tell us there was mics.
Bikes are annoying, man.
So that's the cost of ownership in the U.S. versus Canada.
Here, like, buying the bike is the first step, which is, you save up for it, whatever. And then after is the worst part, because then you just keep paying and paying and paying.
But I do like your idea, though, coming up here and buying an R6 for, like, half the price.
If you calculate, you're getting 30% discount right off the bat because of your dollar.
Yeah.
I mean, even say you have duties and this and that, you still got 30% of play in there. So,
like, you end up breaking even, but you get...
Well, just breaking even, but the market
bike
is way cheaper here,
right,
too.
Exactly.
So you're actually getting out ahead. Because here you can find a nice, say like a 600, like a GSX-R 6 or R6. If you had like $2,200, you'll get like a nice clean one, like 2001 or 2003. But we're talking clean, not like scrappy and falling apart or anything.
Right.
So I mean, if you do the calculation for you with the U.S. dollar, your purchase price is even lower.
Yeah.
So it could be worth it.
It could be.
It's a lot more expensive here to get your motorcycle license.
Yeah.
Like in New York, it was like I have mine. I paid like, all things considered, maybe $400.
Oh yeah.
Like I did like the little permit, like the written test for the permit.
Okay.
Like the learner permit.
Yeah.
And then I took a course. It was a 2-day course.
Really?
2-day course, which is half on the bike, half in the classroom, and it's like $375 for that course. It's like nothing. And then at the end of the second day, you do like an evaluation where everyone lines up, and you do there's like 10 maneuvers.
Okay.
They like test you on. If you drop the bike once, you fail.
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's the thing. So you can drop your bike during the actual course, and it's okay. Like you're learning, right? But but that's like it's so easy to get a license on it for a bike, at least in New York.
Yeah, like I know down the street from where I live, they have bike courses. It's like every Saturday or Sunday, like driving across. It's a college, it's a state college, but I guess the school just rents out the parking lot.
Yeah.
But you'll see that they'll set up the cones and they'll have like 10, 15 people out there on their motorcycles, just practicing to get their license.
Yeah, and you don't even in New York at least, you don't even have to take that course that I took. But if you don't, you have to practice with another rider near you all the time, and then you go take a regular road test. Which if you just take the 2-day course, that negates.
You can go direct.
It's a waiver of the road test. You go straight from permit to license.
And I'm assuming your insurance will probably be cheaper.
Probably.
Yeah, your insurance goes down if you take the test too.
By the way, like all these scenarios are hypothetical for me because I don't even have my
that's fine.
motorcycle learner's permit, let alone know how to ride a motorcycle.
Do you know how many times I hypothetically shop for things I can
afford? I'm the biggest online window shopper like you will ever meet. Like you could ask my wife. Like she's like, why are you on Craigslist, or like why are you shopping for this? Like I'm not really shopping for anything. I just like to keep tabs on
houseboats in Florida.
What everything costs. Yeah, exactly.
You can ask Kate. Like, I'm always saying, we walk down the street. I'm always saying like, oh, I've always wanted one of those, or like, I almost bought one of those one day. I cross shopped that with the car that I actually bought, but like it's always like, oh, I almost got one of those.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's like you like, we'll be driving down the road and like I'll see the car. And I was like, you'll see whatever I don't even know, like a STI is like, oh, that's a nice way to spend $38,000. Because like I know like the exact MSRPs on like half the stuff out there.
Yeah.
But that's just like that's like one of my pastimes. Like instead of like playing video games or whatever, like I'll just window shop big time, like on everything. Like it's not even just like cars. It's like, all right, let's see, what are PlayStation going for these days, you know? It's like,
I don't play, but I want to know.
Yeah, maybe one day if I ever did need a PlayStation, I'll know what I need to fork out.
Speaking of PlayStation, I recently got VR.
Yeah?
I got the VR heads over there, and
it's super cool.
Crazy, dude. It's like, actually, I was playing this game called Job Simulator, where you just like pretend like you have
fall?
a job.
Oh, Job.
Yeah, Job.
I heard Drop.
No,
It would
Drop.
be cool too. You just like fall from buildings and stuff.
That would be so scary. But you like
Job
so
simulator.
there's office worker where you're in like a cubicle,
For real?
and there's like auto mechanic, and then gourmet chef,
No way.
and then there's my favorite one is the convenience store clerk.
Okay.
So it's like working at a depth there. But
Do you sell cigarettes?
I don't have cigarettes in it. No.
All right, good. That'll kill you.
Do you have to ID anyone? I didn't get to play that.
No,
one.
there's no. Well, yeah, we gotta go back and play that.
You sell alcohol to underage teens?
No, energy drinks. A lot of those.
Really?
Well, like robots come in. It's like a simulator. So
Okay.
like robots come in and you have to serve them.
Okay.
So you like make a hot dog or it's just like
Okay.
it's vaguely similar to what actual jobs are like,
Yeah.
but it's very cartoonish though. And
Okay.
so the funny thing was like one of the first nights I got it, I did like a little marathon. Like I played way too much, had a couple of drinks, I played way too much, and I was just standing there in my living room, and I leaned forward and
Yeah.
like put my hands where the counter would be, and I just did like a little. I was like, oh my god, I have to stop playing.
Oh yeah.
You try to lean on the
Try to
VR
look at the
counter.
counter, but it's not actually there. There's nothing around me.
That's hilarious.
I was like, oh my gosh, how is it this immersive? It was like so cartoony. I was like, this is ridiculous.
VR is insane, but it is ridiculous. Like if you're an audience to someone playing VR, you're just like
they
this
all
dude's
look
just like
stupid.
standing around, just like waving his arms. Like what the heck is he
Yeah.
doing?
But when you're in the VR, you're totally geeking out.
Oh
You're
yeah,
like,
it's,
I could do this all day.
dude, it's crazy. Like you
Yeah.
put the headset on, it's like all of a sudden it's like a super tiny screen in this headset, right? So, but it's like super magnified,
Right.
so it feels like you're playing like on a theater screen.
Yeah.
But it's like you could get like we played what was it Thursday night when I got
Super
here.
hot? Was it super hot? With the red guys?
Yeah. But it's like it's easy to like disorient yourself when you're playing because like by the time I started playing, I knew where I was in relationship to the room.
Yeah.
But like by the time I took off the headset, I was like completely like facing the other way. I was like,
What?
but I didn't even move that much, or like at least I didn't think I did. And you're just like, what the heck?
You gotta watch too. There's like, you gotta be careful when you walk into the room and someone's playing VR that you don't like. If you're trying to talk to them, you don't stand directly in front of them.
Yeah, you get a smack in the face.
You did that. I was playing this game, this bar fight game where you
Oh
just fight people in a bar.
Okay.
And she walks up. I have the earbuds in, everything, and she walks up trying to talk to me directly in front of me. And I just, right inside the head. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
New house rule. You see somebody with a headset on, don't walk directly in front of them.
Yeah.
We need a solid 4-foot radius around us when you're like, or however long your arm span is.
Yeah, that's it. Like every game is besides Job Simulator, most of them are combat based unless it's like a racing game, right?
Yeah.
So like you're really putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
So this podcast is called Kegs and Eggs.
Oh, welcome, by the way.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes,
guys.
everybody. everybody.
First time guest. Kind of a food and drink based podcast. So
Kinda.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything, right?
There's some tea and nachos in there.
Yeah, you got some nachos right behind you there. But we kind of something that we like to do every episode is we kind of ask. I should have. Well, no, it's more fun if it's like on the fly, right? So, what's like a meal or something that has
Onion bhaji
value to you?
Sentimental value?
Yeah, like from your childhood. Like
onion bhaji.
like
I remember my mom always making onion bhaji when I was a kid.
Pretty much all my mom's cooking.
What's onion bhaji?
It's an Indian food.
Indian food, okay.
It's like a floured onion that's deep fried. My mom never made it as a kid.
No?
I just had that for dinner tonight. It was really good. Yeah, sometimes.
That's some clickbait right there.
Yeah.
Onion bhaji. I was like, wow, that's really ethnic,
It's good. It's
ethnic
good
for your mom.
Exactly. It's funny because at the restaurant they were saying how the restaurateur, his mom was cooking for him. So I just figured I'd make it look like my mom cooked.
I like it.
My mom just gave me cereals. She was always too busy.
No, like for me, like so I'm of Mexican descent.
No,
like both.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
So for the listeners that
Freddy
don't know,
Avalos.
this is Freddy, by the way, who don't know who I am. So I'm Mexican, and
I thought you were Colombian.
no,
Just
that's
kidding.
my wife.
I know.
But like, so I grew up with like authentic Mexican food, like
Carnitas.
from my mom, whatever she cooked.
Yeah.
So like, I always hold any type of Mexican restaurant or anyone else's Mexican cooking to like my mom's standards, and if they don't meet that standard, it's like it's just not good to me.
Yeah.
But like the only reason like I can justify like my mom's cooking is real good is because everyone swears like my mom's cooking is the best.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like I made it up. So like I'll go to like a Mexican restaurant and be like, okay, I want like enchiladas or tamales. Like you'll get them and like you just have like I just have like this expectation in my head, and like it's always so disappointing because I set my expectations high, my bar too high as far as the taste of the food. So like any Mexican food is like sentimental to me because it just reminds me of mom.
That's it. That's the best way to do it, man. The home cooking is
But-
like
Yeah, I feel like that's everyone though. Like with their mom's cooking, it's like everyone's like, because you grew up on it, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So like, my mom's cooking's the best. Your mom's cooking sucks.
I know my mom's cooking's not the best.
Well,
She's a good cook. She's forgetful, so it was always burnt. So
It happens.
A+ for effort. But
yeah.
But the things she couldn't burn, like onion soup, those were delicious. Like literally, that's one of my favorite meals my mom ever did was onion soup with like a Gruyere Swiss cheese.
Oh
and
yeah.
a nice beef broth and all that with
That
like
sounds
baguette instead of bread, use baguette bread, right?
Just
And
make
it's
that into
delicious.
a bowl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And literally, you just like you put it in the oven, right? And you kind of broil it. So she was good at that because usually she'd burn food, so now she just had to like catch it before it burnt, so it would come out really nice.
Nice.
You got to be careful with that broil function on the oven because
Yeah,
if
you
you don't
can't
keep
walk
an eye
away.
on it, you can't walk away.
Even if it's like, oh yeah, no, never. Every time you walk away, it's done. It's finished.
Yeah.
It's all black.
You
Yeah.
lost.
My this is a new one that I haven't talked about in a while, but I was
Pie.
thinking about this week actually in preparation for this podcast. I was thinking about saying something other than what I've said the past like couple times we've had this conversation, and the first thing that came to mind was my grandpa used to make Easter pie, which I don't know if you know what Easter pie is, but it's an Italian thing. I'm not Italian. My name's Vinny. I'm not Italian.
I thought you were Greek.
Irish.
He wishes.
But an Easter pie is basically like it's really similar to a quiche.
Oh, okay.
It's like a pie crust kind of thing with a lot of like eggs and cheese and like Italian cold cuts in there, and it's just a big like a. And my favorite thing was always eating it cold. Like he would bring it. He would make it. He was a member of a firehouse, and they would always cook down the firehouse. He'd bring food back, and that was like once a year. He would always bring back a couple Easter pies, and he knew I loved it, so he'd always bring like an extra one for me. And most of the time, like my family would heat it up and stuff, but I would eat it straight cold because it's so good cold. Dude.
Well, I mean, if you got eggs, it's kind of fluffy, and then cold cuts or what is it?
Yeah.
So
Cold cuts are meant to be cold.
Well, that's it.
It's
So it would
actually,
be
like,
super
salami
delicious.
in there, it's like so good.
Sure.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah,
I haven't had that in a while actually.
I actually have a friend who introduced me to. It's super rare, but it happens sometimes up here. Some places you'll find it. It's like it's a dessert, and it's egg tart.
Egg tart. Okay.
Yeah, it's French. It's tarte aux œufs, and it's like kind of like that, like a pie. You got a little pie crust, not too thick, and it's just like really fluffy. I guess there's some milk in it and some egg, so it's fluffed up and light, and cinnamon, some sprinkled cinnamon and stuff. And it's actually like really good. It's like if you like eggs, and I'm not a huge fan of heavy desserts, like like tons of sugar and too much chocolate.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
but it's actually really nice because it's light and it's got that little cinnamon to it, and it's tasty.
So like if I had to choose one dish, right, from my youth, growing up, it would be my mom's mole. It's what it's called.
Oh,
and like the way she made, there's like a bunch of different ways to make it. Like there's different areas in Mexico where they do it differently. But the way my mom makes it, like you can either do it with like pork or like chicken breast.
Okay.
But it's like, so like whatever, you dice up the meat, and I can't make it for the life of me because I don't know how to make it. Like, it's like one of those things, like I asked my mom how to do it and she won't tell me yet. No. It's gonna be like one of those, like, all right, I'm on my deathbed, like, take this down, like, write this down, this is how I do it. So she makes it, and it's like in this like really thick, not thick, but like thick enough where like it still like drips, like if you like get a spoonful of it, but like not thin enough where it's just like runny. Yeah, it's like perfect, like
the perfect viscosity of a mole sauce.
Yeah. So like so like Rotella T6, you know, for the Subaru guys out there.
10W40, you know.
So
run that diesel oil.
And a 4-banger. Huh? Because the forums told me to.
Yeah, that's it. I saw it on the internet. It's true.
Oilogurus.com or whatever.
Yeah. So like, but it's like a thick red color, like, but not like barbecue sauce. Like a little bit lighter, more like
Really?
It's like in between like tomato sauce and like barbecue sauce color. So like, and it's sweet and spicy at the same time.
Okay.
But like you can cater it to however you want it. Like if you want it more spicy, whatever, add more spices. If you want it sweeter, like she adds like chocolate to it. Like I know that much. And orange juice actually is one of the ingredients in it. Yeah. But like it's so good by itself. Yeah. But then it's like so like. But you can slap it like in a flour tortilla and like just make a burrito like on the fly. Yeah. And it's just like, it's like one of those things that like I always see my mom's like either make this mole or like make something else. Like one of my other favorite dishes, because that's like one of my top ones. And then she always makes it with this like seasoned brown rice. Yeah. That has like diced tomatoes in it, and I can't remember what else. But like those two combos, just the rice and the chicken or pork, whatever it ends up being, and just wrap it in a flour tortilla and just make it into a burrito. It's like I can kill like 2 or 3 of them, like in one sitting. Like even though like I'm full, like my body's telling me no, like my mouth's like no, more. I just want to taste this more. Yeah. But that's just. Thinking about it right now is like making my mouth water. So
you're drooling a little bit. You should wipe it up. I looked at mole recipes last week, but like you said, there's a lot of ways to do it. You know, there's not one recipe that's similar. Well, I mean, they're similar, but there's so many differences. So I ended up just giving up.
Yeah, like the
and
way
I made a chili.
Like the way my mom makes it, like it's like the sauce is like the viscosity is perfect, and it's like it's smooth. Yeah, and like I've had mole from other places where it's like it's a little grainy. It's like it's weird, and it just kind of like throws your palate off. Yeah, and I hate it. Yeah, like I can't have anybody else's except my mom's.
Oh, that's it.
Because my mom's the best, and I love you. I love you, mom.
Shout out.
Hearing this. Have her on the podcast.
Shout out, mom.
Yeah. Well, good
a
stuff.
chef like that, we gotta have on the podcast. Right?
And she's got to cook first, so you know.
That's it.
That's it. Criticize her.
You gotta bring us food for sure.
For sure.
You can't come into cakes and eggs empty-handed.
All right. I did bring a special treat that we're gonna try maybe a little bit later on.
Tequila is not a special treat.
It's not. It's not tequila. Not this time.
Left tequila.
Left the tequila at home.
Aww.
Actually, that's not. I mean, so you brought a couple different types of beers here. Do you wanna tell us what you brought?
A heady topper? Did you bring a heady topper?
No heady topper.
How could you not?
That's within my vicinity, I guess you could say. Yeah? But like
my first heady topper was free.
Really?
And I learned after the fact because I was like, "Wow, that's a really good beer." Yeah. And then after I Googled it, and like, I don't know, but I heard it's like the #1 IPA in the States, I guess. Is it
very
true?
Popular.
Yeah, it's very popular.
It's like there's people up here too that know it, and most of the beers that I love and I would drink all the time back in the States, like most people here don't know.
Well, Dogfish is not really really
Yeah, nobody has Dogfish. There's one that's almost an exact copy though.
Okay.
Of the 60 and the 90 minute.
Okay.
IPAs. I don't remember what it's called though. It's also it says
close.
60 and 90 on the label.
Okay.
And it tastes almost. I mean, I haven't done like a side by side, but from memory, it tastes almost the same thing.
Well,
It's really good.
I don't. A few years ago, like 2 years ago, I got some 90-minute like when I came down to visit you guys. Well, now you live here, so it's before. But and I brought back some 90-minute because I have a client who he has like a really good beer collection of microbrews and everything. He has a grocery store, like really good, like probably one of the best ones in Montreal area. And he didn't have dogfish, so I was like, I'll bring him some and I'll give it to him, and like I'll be like, here, try this, and who knows, he could maybe, I don't know how they do that, but start to import it or bring it up or whatever. So I kept it in the fridge for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I just and you just always forget or you don't bring it or whatever, and like I saw him a bunch of times and I just never. And then one night.
Then you accidentally drink one.
Well,
and then
one
two.
turns into two, and then three. And then I'm like, well, I can't give him one bottle because that just looks stupid, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a case of force. And I was like, I guess I have to drink
at least two.
So then I never ended up giving them. I just held on to them for 8 months, but they were super good.
No, like Dogfish is like, especially their IPS is like one of those beers that you can age at least a year. But like their 120-minute, I bought a bottle that was like back when when we first discovered it as a group and like Dogfish 120-minute, we're like, it was like the best beer in the world, It was like,
I remember that.
Everybody but Steve.
In our adolescence of what beer was.
Somebody dug one up from the backyard, no? Or something?
So no, I
Something
had
like
one
that?
actually. I bought one, and this was when I was still living in Connecticut, and I put it in my parents' house in my drum set on the kicker drum. Because I got a pillow in there to like muffle the sound.
So you wanted the vibrations.
I hid it in there because I didn't want anyone to find it, and it's like it's the last place anyone would look.
True.
So I just left it in there for like 3 years.
Really?
Until like it aged for 3 years, and then we finally drank it once I moved up north. Like I had some of the guys over, and that was delicious. It was a lot sweeter. Than like if you were to get one a fresh one that. Like right off the shelf.
There was a little pub back in Peekskill called Birdsville House, and they had a keg that one year, a few years ago, that they stored in their basement for a full year.
Mm-hmm.
They aged a full keg.
Oh yeah.
And it was like $6 for a small glass, so basically like $1 an ounce.
$1 an ounce, yeah.
And it was a bit stronger and, like you said, sweeter, smoother. It was like a totally different experience than drinking it brand new, fresh.
Yeah, I want to say it's like one of the first beers I've ever had that was over like 8%. It was It's 12% when
no, it's more than that. It's like 18.
No, when it's I'm pretty sure it's either 12 or 14% printed on the bottle. But once you let it age more, like the one I aged,
Joey's gonna fact check.
I'm gonna Google that.
The one I aged for like at least 3 years, you could definitely taste the alcohol content on that thing. It was at least 18%, if not 20.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
I guarantee it's 12%.
120-minute IPA clocking in at 15 to 20%.
So 14.
Depending on the batch.
Depending on the batch, exactly.
Yep.
I've definitely seen ones that were like 18 fresh.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, they're made in such low quantity every year, so it's very like hit or miss.
But that's the thing. Like, I don't even think they make them in low quality quantities. I'm sorry, anymore. Because like before, like like you wanted to buy a bottle, a 12-ounce bottle, it's whatever, $12, $14
for one bottle.
Yeah, I was at the store the other day and I saw them for like $8 a bottle. I was like,
really?
Yeah, I was like, they've gone down that much. I was like, that's crazy.
You're just selling out.
Well, they always follow the demand, right?
Yeah, like because I think like the hype is over with the 120-minute.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's gonna be like a stock shelf thing. They're probably gonna like swap out the recipe a little bit to like make it more palatable,
easier to recreate.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
I remember when I first found that I had heard that if they they make one batch a year,
and
if it didn't work out, because it takes like 3 months to make one of those batches.
Yeah.
If the batch didn't work out, like it didn't taste the way they wanted it to, chuck the whole batch, and that year there would be no 120 minutes. But I mean, who knows what it is now? Maybe they make more than one batch.
I wonder if they ever really
Yeah,
quote unquote chuck the batch, or if they just like
drank
the
it
dudes
themselves.
let all the employees just take it home. They're like, it's not perfect, but it's still freaking good. but it doesn't meet our standards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so going back to I brought some brews from local breweries down where I live. It was just like up northern New York and Vermont and all that area is like brewery central.
Yeah.
So there's like a brewery within spitting distance of each other. So one of the first ones I brought was Sunrise Session IPA from Northway Brewing Company. Yeah, Northway Brewing. Shout out Northway. It's a nice, crisp, light IPA. It's a good introductory IPA, but it's like an IPA where you can just like sip on it on a nice summer day, and like you can have multiple, and like there's no real like bitterness.
Yeah.
After it just goes down real smooth. It's a nice orangey, light cloudy color. Not really too cloudy, but it just goes down real smooth. It's probably one of their more popular beers. It's like kind of like what's like what they're known for. Yeah.
I think that one was like a 30, maybe a 34 IBUs.
Something like that. I'm pretty sure we have a can laying around. Yeah, it's like 5%, 35.
That was really good though.
Low IBU, yeah.
Nice, easy drinking.
And the other one I bought is a special collaboration between one of my favorite breweries, which is R.S. Taylor and Sons. If you're ever in the Saratoga Springs area, definitely check them out. They have a tap room there, but they make awesome beers. All my close friends, I've taken them there whenever they go visit. And one of their like main beers that like sets them apart from everyone is their Sticky Fingers IPA.
Oh, Sticky Fingers.
It's like 7%, and it's just like it's so good. But they haven't brewed it in a while, so like every time I go, they don't have it, which is really disappointing. But this beer that I brought is called the Big Red or Big Red 2, something like that. It's 8%. The IBUs are a little higher, so it's a collaboration between them and Northway Brewing Company. And it's very, very red.
It was,
but very easy.
Oh, like a red IPA?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are actually quite nice.
I think it's actually the first red IPA I've ever had.
Really?
Because I love reds. I love red. Like, it's I recently got into reds. Yeah, there's the cans. So the Big Red. So
Big Red
read off
IPA.
the stats right there.
Double IPA.
8% brewed with rye and red malts. Produces a deep red color, malty backbone. Yeah, so that's R.S. Taylor, Northway, and Racing City Brewing.
Oh, it's named after the horse, Big Red.
That's it.
Yeah, because Saratoga's a huge, obviously, horse racing town.
All makes sense.
I'm gonna give just shout out to these brewers, and I'm gonna give like a
hashtag.
Yeah. You
know. They're probably never gonna listen to this, but if they do, in the off chance, this is Freddy. You guys know me.
I'm looking for a job. You can hire me.
I wish.
I'll do anything.
If I could, like,
my podcast takes off, they're gonna appreciate the business.
Become a brewer apprentice and then like become a master brewer. That'd be awesome. So the Big Red's is like a special collab that they recently just did in like limited quantities, and like we just happened to, by chance, come across it. Because my sister and brother-in-law were up visiting for the weekend, so we took them to Northway Brewing for a Groupon sampler, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's one of the beers that they had. And as soon as I saw R.S. Taylor's on their list, I was like, yes.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Because like I don't really know Northway or Racing City, but I know R.S. Taylor. Like I've been there a few times with you. And it's just got that like cool family vibe, you know.
Yeah,
the tap room and the games. You can play board games upstairs while you're chilling. Like get a panini or something. Like it's just a really cool vibe. That it's family run or family owned.
Yeah, that's the awesome thing about the breweries like around my area, because they're all, a lot of them are small, so they're all like, you know, homegrown, you know, family owned or whatever. So like,
and I'm happy to see them actually.
They're
expanding and really
they're doing good, because now like you go to like our local supermarkets and stuff, and you see R.S. Taylor's
so cool.
in the shelves. So like within the locally, you know, they're starting to distribute. Excuse me. So definitely looking forward to them like getting in way bigger. And then the last one I brought, so we went through the Sunrise Session. Yeah, Sunrise Session and the Big Red. And the last one is from my favorite brewery, which is Mean Max.
Ooh.
And shout out to Mean Max. Dave, if you're hearing this, your beer's the best.
The best.
Yeah.
Really?
Dave is the owner of Mean Max, and he, really cool guy, really laid back, and makes good brews. Him and I believe it's his brother-in-law, Dave.
Rooster Cone.
No, not Dave. Mike.
What's a DIPA? Oh, it's a double IPA.
So all right, so this we
it's DIPA. I got it. It's just when I read it, it didn't make sense. DIPA.
So no one up here has had this yet. I personally have had this beer. This is Mean Max's Rooster Comb Double India Pale Ale. So it's New England style DIPA. It won
DIPA.
silver at a competition recently.
That's first loser.
Yeah,
Was it
but
Taste New York or no?
what's that?
Was it Taste New York?
I can't remember. Dave told me, but honestly, I couldn't remember.
Mean
I think it was
Max.
at Bear Mountain. I'm pretty sure there was like a bunch of breweries there from the East
8.4%.
Coast. Yeah, so Rooster Comb, New England DIPA. So right in the can it says hazy, refreshing DIPA inspired by a classic Adirondack day hike.
Ooh, does it taste like pine cone?
No, not really.
Just kidding.
I don't even know. So like, for the beer connoisseurs out there, if anyone's ever had Sloop Juice Bomb IPA, it's very similar, but this is way better. So this is 8.4%, and it's literally, they just came out with this, I think, this year. And it's my favorite beer that they make, and it's very limited batches, and it's simply amazing.
Bear Mountain's my old area. There's
Yeah,
always beer
that's
festivals
your
there,
old
though.
stomping
My
grounds.
old stomping grounds. Bear Mountain.
So
I'll let you pour that and we can give it a taste.
On a
So
side note,
it's a nice, dark, hazy,
It is nice.
almost
It is.
amberish color. It has a beautiful color to it, and it tastes as good as it looks.
Let me just say, like, I don't like being. I mean, a PBR has its place, right? But like, I don't like generally to be able to see through my beers. Hazy is where it's at. Unfiltered. I mean, is this unfiltered? I don't know. I like unfiltered beers.
No, I don't believe it's unfiltered because you don't got any
There's
floaties.
no sediment.
Yeah. But it's just take a sip.
Take a sip.
And I'm probably like, I've hyped it up so much this weekend since I've come up
Oh, it's really good.
that like, yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's
I probably set the expectations too high.
No, well, when you see double IPA, on a label or something, like, I mean, most double IPAs that I would buy are very hoppy, like
Yeah.
very bitter. This is one of those that's
So like
it's not. This is like
the hops hit you
smooth.
right
This is
off the
perfect.
bat,
Yeah.
but there's no real bitterness to it. There's a slight bitter aftertaste.
Yeah. But I don't have to, like, when I take a sip, I don't go,
Yeah, no, this is like
numbs your tongue.
yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
I can
definitely
still
like
talk after.
one of those beers that like you don't even feel like you have to chug or even sip on. Like you could just drink it very like comfortably. Like you could just you just enjoy every single sip.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is perfect, man. Shout out to Mean Max. I've been to Mean Max before a couple times.
Shout out to Mean Max. Yeah, if you're in the Glens Falls area, all these breweries are in that area. Definitely check them out.
It's really good, man.
But yeah, Mean Max. I love going to Mean Max. Very, very chill vibe there. Like you can go and they got
Oh,
tables. They got a pretty big bar.
Little dart league going on.
Yeah. They got dartboards set up. There's a dart league that meets there. Usually Thursday nights. But it's like you can go there and they have menus from local restaurants around the area, or you can order food and have it delivered there. You could just show up with your own food. They really don't care.
Chill. I like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
like so like
When you bring outside food in, because they don't have a kitchen, right?
no, they don't have a kitchen.
Yeah.
No, so all they do is brew and bottle. That's all they do.
That's it.
So you're saying Max isn't actually mean? He's really chill, dude.
Interesting story from what I've heard. If you actually look at the can, right, the
Yeah.
Mean Max logo, So the two M's, if you look closely, they actually make the shape of a cat.
Yeah, I saw that. You see his whiskers.
So the name derived from their cat, whose name was Max,
and he was mean.
And he was mean. So it just worked out for him, and like the name stuck because
it's a cool name.
Yeah.
You know. Man, I hate cats, dude.
I love
cats. Are the worst. But I have one.
All of them are mean. I have cats. All three of us have cats.
Yep.
Joey's got a naked cat.
Nothing on him.
Nude. Can't believe.
I have a little orange tabby who's kind of a jerk. He attacked Freddy yesterday. We were watching a movie.
Really?
Yeah, it made me spill my my Big Red. I got a nice, clean,
neutered
calico spade.
A spade.
Cat.
Spade.
Yeah.
Mine's still got his balls.
Her name's Whiskey, and she can be nice when she wants to be. She's a typical cat. She has the typical cat attitude, like, I'll let you pet me when I want, and that's it.
Yep.
All right, and we're back from our break.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Vinny made some delicious nachos on the fly, and they're amazing.
Sorry.
Banana. I think your thing's frozen. No, it's not on.
No, it's running.
It's running?
Yeah, see? It's moving right there. Yeah.
Yeah, they never added me into the thing. This mic's not connected. I'm not a
that's
fool.
That's like what you do with little kids. Like
that's
your
it.
little brother.
Here, play PlayStation.
You give them the controller, but it's not connected to the console.
Why is it turning left? Because you're no good at video games.
You're terrible.
All right, I have a question.
What's up?
Question.
What's the weirdest beer you've ever had?
Weirdest beer.
I'm not talking about the scenario. I'm talking about the beer itself. I don't want to know.
All right. I'm glad.
That can get dangerous.
Yeah.
That's a weird question.
Because this could have gotten weird real quick. Weirdest beer I've ever had. Let me think.
I know of some that I haven't had personally that are weird, like
baked
ones and stuff.
Like
that.
just weird, like as in like odd as like ingredient wise, or just like style wise.
Weird or bad.
Bad. Oh,
bad.
I guess.
Oh, listen. So I talked about this before, but
is it good poop? Get a good poop? Okay.
I talked about this before, but like apparently nobody knows up here. Nobody knows what sour beers are.
I had one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's where I was gonna
like a raspberry
because I really don't like sours.
Raspberry sour, kind of.
No, just a sour beer in general.
It'll say sour on the can, or whatever.
I had one that was a raspberry sour
here in Canada.
Yeah. Just it was a buddy of mine from.
It's rare.
Yeah. They're low percentage of alcohol, right? Is it possible? Or lower?
Okay, so
no, they're getting real popular in the States now. The sours.
The idea that I've collected was that when microbrews really took off and became like a big thing,
they sucked and they were all sour.
Well, no.
Hey, we can market this.
Like the first big thing that everybody was doing was IPAs.
Yeah,
like it started one place, and everybody there was a time when I went to my hometown brewery, Peekskill Brewery, and almost every beer that was on their menu
was an IPA.
Was some form of IPA, double IPA, triple, even.
Really?
Like some form of IPA, except for like maybe they had like a stout and a pale ale, maybe.
Yeah.
But now what seems to be happening, at least in the States, in the area I grew up in, sour beers are picking up. Everybody's doing sour beers now.
They're taking over, and
it's so bad.
I hate sour beers. I can't get. I've tried to drink them.
Yeah.
I try to force them. And I can't. I'll drink one to be nice, you know. Like if if I'm a guest at someone's house, like have a beer, try the sour, or try this, and it's like, well, it's either a sour or water. So I'm like,
water. That's for
So I'm like,
dude, I'm gonna be honest. When you came in on Thursday night, when you walked in here with that bag of beers, I was like, I really hope, I never told him I don't like sours. I really hope he didn't bring sours.
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't do that to my friends.
All right.
But I would say the worst beer I've ever had. Recently, we went to a tap room in Lake George, and my wife ordered this like raspberry shandy or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Do you remember the beer that you ordered, babe, when we went to like what was it 163 Tap Room?
For those that are wondering, the
It
girls
was like a
are,
raspberry shandy or something like that.
The girls are also in the same room as us. For anybody wondering.
Yeah, my wife's 4 feet away from me, so I need to behave. So she ordered this, right? And I ordered.
She's giving you death eyes now.
I can't remember. I ordered like a generic beer that like we both knew. It was probably like an IPA or something like that.
Okay.
So
most likely Goose Island.
So we're kind of like
I love Goose Island.
we were kind of like forced into ordering because it was like a busy place, and like we saw the waitress like every half an hour.
Sheesh.
So it's like she came. She's like, "Are you guys ready for drinks?" We're like, "Damn it!" I was like, "All right, I'll have whatever this IPA." And Lori was my wife. She's like, "I'll have this one, whatever, raspberry shandy or something like that." And like we got the beer, and she started drinking it. And she's like, I can immediately tell she didn't like it.
Yeah.
And like my beer, like it was like a safe. I did like a safe play, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and like I was like, obviously, I enjoyed my beer. But like towards the end, I was like, she's like, I really didn't like it. She didn't even get like halfway with it.
Sheesh.
She's like, I didn't like it at all. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I was like,
I'll chug it.
I'll order. I finished my beer, and I was like, I'll order a Guinness, and you can have the Guinness. Because she's like, oh, they have Guinness here. I didn't know. I was like, from now on, like, it's a safe bet. Any decent bar you go to or tap room, they will always have Guinness.
Yeah.
And that's like your safe bet of beer to order. Like, whenever you go out, like if you're like overwhelmed by the menu, just like, I'll have a Guinness because I know Guinnesses are delicious. So I ordered a Guinness and I gave it to her, and I swapped beers with her, and like I drank her beer and I had to like force it down.
Yeah.
Like it just, first of all, like I really don't like shandies that much.
Yeah.
To begin with, or even sours, but like,
well, shandies are like a mix of like a beer and fruit juice kind of thing.
Right. So like I understand, like, you know, you want as a brewer you want to try something new, like mix fruit into beer or whatnot, and like have fruity notes and whatever. But like when you just like start getting crazy with like raspberries or like blueberries or strawberry beers, it's like no, like beers weren't made to have.
This ain't a sangria.
Yeah, they weren't made to have strawberry flavors. You know, this isn't wine. This isn't.
There was
a sparkling or a cider or whatever. It's like beer's meant to be beer.
I remember there being like a commercial back in the day with all these dudes sitting around a like big round table and like talking about beers, and like it was like the beer council kind of thing. Like we only allow this and this, and like one of the things was somebody
no
was like
fruits.
He was like, don't fruit the beer, and everyone's like, yeah, don't fruit the beer, but like don't put lime in your beer, don't put an orange in my.
Oh, okay. So if we have to say like one beer we hate, I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're gonna say Corona.
Bud Light Lime.
Oh yeah,
but
that's not even a beer.
Dude, if you had a gun to my head and you told me drink a Bud Light Lime or
Take
die,
the bullet.
I would die. I can't even forcefully.
What about
I can't
Lime-A-Ritas?
Oh, I love Lime-A-Ritas.
That's
a whole different animal.
Of course.
All right, well, listen. So we talked about this place on the last episode, this brewer in Vancouver, and I know this is very contrary to what we were just talking about, but apparently, like, I haven't had them personally, but I've been told their stuff is amazing. Their ingredients are real. It's not like fake flavors. The place is called Storm Brewing in Vancouver, and they have beers like cream soda pilsner,
nice,
lime and black pepper IPA, grapefruit radler IPA, vanilla whiskey stout,
what the heck?
Pineapple Paradise Pilsner, James and the Giant Peach Pilsner, cucumber jalapeno Pilsner,
what?
iced mocha stout, mojito Pilsner. So they have like all these crazy.
So they're just turning
like
mixed drinks into beer.
It's they brew it with real ingredients, as far as I know, and they said it's amazing. It's like a very small brewer, kind of like out of a garage kind of situation. But
I guess you have to try it to know.
Yeah, you go. I mean, you go there and looking at their website just a minute ago. I think like they don't serve beer there, so you like go there and you buy their bottles and stuff like that.
Well, like let me retrace a little bit, right? So I don't hate fruity beers as much as like shandies, because just shandies, whatever, the specific type.
Well,
Yeah,
a good
whatever.
apricot ale is
it's a mixture.
delicious.
So like we had the
We had it
apricot
Yeah,
today at
I love that.
what's it called?
It was
Saint Ambroise?
Saint Ambroise apricot.
Saint
It's
Ambroise.
delicious.
Am I
It's
saying
really
that?
good.
Saint Ambroise.
Saint Ambroise.
Yep.
Saint Ambroise Brewery. Delicious,
McCausland.
right? But we had their tangerine IPA also.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
One
you
of,
go.
like I love. There's another local brewery down where I live. Lake George Brewery, Adirondack Brewery. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Adirondack Brewing, and they have a tangerine.
IPA.
Tangerine. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's an IPA. Come to think of it, I think it's just like a tangerine ale or lager or whatever. I'm gonna have to look that up when I get back.
Yeah.
But it's one of my favorite beers because it's very summery, but you can enjoy it. Like the tangerine isn't overpowering, but it's good enough where it's like okay, like this is a good beer to drink.
Yeah.
Like compared to like whatever these shandies like.
Yeah.
And also like Ballast Point is also one of my favorite breweries, and I buy them, when I have money to spare because their 6-packs are $14
U.S.
US.
It's like 40,000 Canadian.
Exactly, eh? But like their pineapple sculpin IPA or their grapefruit sculpin are like one of my
Delicious.
top favorite beers. Also, they're delicious.
It's good stuff.
But like all these beers you just ran off from this Storm Brewing in
Yeah,
Vancouver.
Storm Brewing.
That just like it makes me like
Dude,
really
cucumber
like
jalapeno.
yeah,
Kills it.
cucumber jalapeno. Like I understand a cucumber jalapeno mojito or
Yeah.
margarita or whatever, but not in a beer.
But we talked to this guy that I'm pretty sure he lived there. So we did this thing where we called people and asked them questions. We're
Yeah.
gonna play this game a little bit later.
Kind of
but
like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when you got your lifeline?
exactly the same thing.
Call him up, ask him a question.
We were
Wrong
talking-
answer.
I think he's from Vancouver. I don't remember offhand exactly, but he knew the brewer well, and he's had a lot of their stuff, and he said their stuff is awesome. So it really made me like, I really want to try it now.
Yeah, for
I want
sure.
to get my hands on some of that.
Get somebody out west to send it to you in the mail,
Yes.
No, I'm
If anybody from Vancouver is listening,
please.
I'm definitely down to try, crazy flavors of beer.
Yeah,
That's the whole point of the game too.
Yeah.
It's like you go to different
Yeah, you
breweries
try it.
to try.
it doesn't have to
what
be the
they
best
have,
in the
you know?
world. You want
Exactly,
you can
like,
enjoy it a little.
Everyone has different taste buds,
Yeah.
and I've been crapping on shandies and
Yeah.
sours, and some people out there love
Yeah,
sours
that's it.
and shandies, and to each his own. But I mean, like I'm not a beer connoisseur
No,
or expert by any means, but I know
when it sucks.
I know
So you
good I
like-
know good beer when I taste it.
Yeah, that's it.
and like I could definitely have people back me up.
I was just thinking about
when I whatever taste a beer and like recommend it or whatever.
I was just thinking about your question about the weirdest beer, and I was having a hard time thinking of one that's actually weird.
Yeah,
But I just remembered a minute ago, and I googled it to make sure I knew the name correctly. It's called Juju.
okay.
DJU.
Juju.
It's a banana beer.
The D is silent.
The D
Oh,
is,
speaking of banana beers, all right, yeah, I'll let you finish.
Oh, I
but
did have a banana beer once. The one with the monkey on it. It was actually pretty good. The one I had, anyway.
Yeah?
Yeah.
so
How was yours?
I liked it a lot.
But it was banana-y?
It was very banana-y.
Yeah.
It was, but not like when things are like fake banana flavored.
Yeah,
you know
you
that
know right
flavor's
away.
different, right?
Yeah.
But apparently it's actually brewed with banana in
Okay.
in I don't know that much about brewing myself, but in the brewing process,
Yeah.
it was actual
Natural
bananas used.
bananas.
It's not like flavoring added.
Yeah.
But it's apparently it's so I drank it in Berlin 6
Oh, yeah.
years ago.
Okay.
And it's somebody from Africa who lived in Berlin,
Okay.
and he's the one who
Told you to
was
try
making
it.
he was making those beers.
Okay.
And I was at this place called the Youth African Arts Market, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
this outdoor, like it feels like a kind of a
Jam-
beach scene, like the whole Jamaican like beach scene. It's
sounds
really cool.
very cultural.
Super cool, but
Yeah.
it was in Berlin, right on the river there, like right at the edge of like it was the weirdest.
Yeah.
And me just walking around Berlin 6 years ago, I was just like I stumbled on it. I found this place,
Oh,
and it
that's
was like I'll have a beer, and they're like, okay, we have we have these. I was like, I'll try the banana one. That
Yeah.
sounds pretty
You
cool.
found
It was
Wakanda?
really good. I found Wakanda. It was
Yeah.
like, right in the middle of Berlin, actually. Strangely enough.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of sweet, but the banana wasn't overpowering. So
Yeah.
I went back there. I was there for like 2 days, and I went back there again just for that beer. Like,
Yeah.
it was weird, but it was
Enjoyable.
It was really good though. Yeah, it was cool.
So going back on the banana beer, I've only ever had one banana beer, and it was so good. This was at the Big E Festival in Massachusetts about maybe four or 5 years ago, and it was from Shock Top.
Oh yeah, Shock Top.
Shock
they make
Top.
a banana beer.
So that's the thing. I don't think they make it anymore because since I went to that Big E Festival, that one weekend, they had the festival, they have different like breweries on site and like tap rooms or whatever where like you can like go buy a beer and like walk around while you drink your beer, right? So Shock Top had a booth set up and they had like whatever 5 or 6 of their beers on tap, and one of them they had like different. I think they were just experimenting.
Yeah,
because they had like different fruity flavors, like raspberry and strawberry and banana and their regular Shock Top, their Belgian style beer. So we're like, I see it, I'm like, banana.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Banana on a beer? I was like, no. So like somehow, like, I don't remember if it was like recommended to us or someone just like pulled the trigger, like, all right, I'm just gonna try it. I'm just gonna buy a pint and I'm gonna try it. So like we ended up tasting it and it was like, yes, like give me one right now.
So I think it's safe to say to all the listeners that if you like bananas and if you like beer and you get the opportunity,
do it.
Like,
and
banana beer, bro.
Honestly, to this day, I've searched. I wouldn't say far and wide, right? But like whenever I go shopping,
you'll grab it.
I can't grab it because I haven't found it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's it.
Like
you would have found
I'll look for it and like I'll see like Shop Top, like from that same day they'll have like Shock Top raspberry or whatever, or like other fruit flavors. So like I don't know if banana didn't make the cut.
Yeah, maybe.
Or like if anyone's listening,
people
and
are
like
biased.
they know where I can find some banana Shock Top.
Share.
It's pretty rare. Yeah.
Let me know or let Vinny know and he'll let me know or whatever. However you guys communicate with
the internet,
with
if anybody
the podcast.
Knows, by the way, if anybody knows of a good banana beer, you can email us at kegspodcast@gmail.com, or you could just send us like a chat, or you know what, call our Skype and leave us a message. Maybe I'll play it on the next episode. Or
oh, that's right. I forgot you guys.
If you don't have the number, it's 911.
Not 9. No. Which also,
if you're calling international, it's 01.
If you're trying to call or message us on Skype, that's also, you can also contact us at kegspodcast@gmail.com. But let us know though, because I haven't found another banana beer really
in years.
Yeah, I haven't seen. So I'm interested. In
now I think of it, I had it with a buddy, and he's the one who brought it. I don't know where he brought it from, but I think he was on a trip or somewhere because he didn't just buy it here or anything. Because I mean, I haven't seen that in a long time. So.
All right, a question for you guys: like, what's a beer that you love, but just like wrecks you, but you can't stop drinking it? Like, wrecks you health wise, or like just gets you like gone.
My favorite trailer park beer, and I say that because I think a lot of people in trailer parks drink it. After a hard day's work, you come home. It's a glass bottle, like the old glass bottles. It's not a 710 milliliter. I think it's just under 710. It's like a beer and a half.
Right.
Old Mill, dry, 5.9.
What is this? A malt? Malt liquor?
No, it's just a regular crappy beer. And 2 of those, you just sit on the sofa. You feel like you're in a trailer park. And something about drinking out of the glass, nice and cold, like just in the bottle, right? It's the best trailer park beer.
Yeah.
Right there. Yep.
Okay, guys, we're back, and I'm buying a new laptop soon
Whoop,
because
whoop.
this sucks.
It does.
All right, so
Okay, so to answer your question, you asked about a beer that we like to drink, but we know isn't good for us, right? Correct?
Tequila.
So,
oh,
what?
okay, keep going, but you just
Tequila.
you just like reach into my subconscious
Deepest
Put a
and
pin in that.
made me remember something.
Okay, listen. So there's this beer. There's a store in Grand Central Terminal called Beer Table to Go. I got to know these guys a little bit, and they got to know me in that they knew my taste in beer. So I would come in, and they'd be like, dude, like, we have this one, like, you're going to love this. Whatever. But
They're like, this guy's not here for the Paps.
that's it, dude. And here's the thing. Because there was one beer that it wasn't always there, and they only had craft beer. So it was
Crack beer?
craft beer.
Oh,
Craft beer.
I was gonna say that's hardcore.
Crack beer. Dude,
Do you shoot it?
When I tell you about this beer, it was like crack, dude. It was crazy. So, so I would walk in, and they didn't always have this because they had a constantly rotating stock, all different beers all the time.
Yeah, rotating taps.
Mostly cans. Like they had like 4 or 5 taps in there, but it was all to go.
Gotcha.
It was like for a train ride, you know. So
It's legal to drink on a train?
yes,
That's
commuter
cool.
rails you can drink on in New York City.
I'm not sure if here.
They
I'd
used to
check
have
that.
bar cars,
Not
but they
on
got
the-
rid of them.
Exactly, same thing.
Nice.
Not on the subway you can't drink on, but
No.
like on the commuter rail. So I
Yeah, you
used
can.
to work in the city in New York City.
I think I'm gonna start taking the train to work.
It was the best. Grab a couple of beers for the ride, road sodas, right? So I would go in there, and they'd be like, "Dude, listen." They come up real close, be like, "Hey, I've got some Molotov in the back," and I'd be like, "Dude, grab me 2 of those real quick." So they had this beer called Molotov Light. This is the light one. So the Molotov comes in Molotov Light, Molotov Cocktail, and Molotov Heavy. I've never had Heavy. I've never seen Heavy. I've had Cocktail a couple times, and Light would come in all the time, but like they would always put like, "Oh, dude, we got it yesterday. It's in the fridge," and it sells out super quick. Everyone wants it, but it's a freaking punch in the face as far as like hoppiness and bitterness. It's crazy, and that's the light one. It's I want to say it's 8-9% for the light one.
Oh my god.
It's from Evil Twin Brewing.
Okay.
Have you heard of Evil Twin before?
No.
They're not small. Like in the States, at least they're
Molotov
not
Light,
small.
that just looks like...
So Molotov Light, that's about...
It looks like a soft version of Four Loko.
I love Four Locos. I'm so sad we don't have it here anymore.
Oh, dude, I'm just now seeing there's something called Molotov Surprise, which I don't know what that is.
They don't tell you the
we don't
alcohol
want the
percentage.
surprise.
Okay, so
Surprise!
Molotov Light, the regular Molotov Light comes in a 16-ounce can, is an Imperial IPA,
Ooh.
and that's the light version. And then you have Molotov Cocktail, which is...
So, but none of these are like malt drinks.
No,
They're
these,
beer.
These are IPAs.
Beer, okay.
So Molotov Light is an Imperial IPA. Molotov Cocktail is something...
It's got some vodka in it.
I want to say Molotov Cocktail, like the mid-range one,
Mhm.
is like... Oh, shoot. Oh, no, that's Molotov Heavy is 18%. Molotov Cocktail is 13%. 12-13%. And then Molotov Light is like 8-9%.
Oh my god.
It's a punch in the face, but I couldn't stop myself. When it would come in, I would buy 2
Did they
for
taste?
the train.
But do they taste good? Are they like
Oh, yeah.
enjoyable,
Well,
or
See, that's the thing with me, because
is it like I'm just gonna drink this because I know what it's gonna do to me?
No, it's not like that. It's so, like, I chase bitterness.
Okay.
So, for my coffee in the morning, I drink black espresso,
Yeah.
iced.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Quad iced
same thing
in a
with
venti
coffee. Yeah, quad iced, and now quad blonde iced. Blonde quad, yeah.
Because it's a
Blonde
lot more
espresso.
chic.
It's a bit more caffeine too, but yeah, but this beer is it was like a hard hitting, very, very bitter. It's one of the more bitter ones I've had.
Where's that brewery out of?
Evil Twin Brewing. I'll just check real quick. I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Well, while you look that, let me say like
dude, it's sorry, it's Copenhagen, Denmark.
Oh, Denmark.
Yeah, it's an import.
The Danish.
Dude, it's hard.
I love Danishes.
It just it makes me think of dude. What are those two brothers from? Oh no, they're from the Netherlands that always hung out with Bam Margera and
no, they were.
Are they Danish?
They were Finnish.
Finnish.
They're from Finland.
It's
It's
the same thing. All those countries are the same thing.
The Dudesons.
The Dudesons.
Those dudes are crazy.
Let's burn down our house
with our butt.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so going back to like grossest beer, right, or nastiest beer like we've had.
Jalapeno.
From what Joey asked.
Yeah.
I remember for a little while, I don't know if it's still around, but in the States, there was this one beer, I forgot who made it, but it was a beer tequila mix.
Oh my god.
So it was a beer, I don't know if it had actual tequila in it, or if it was just like
flavoring.
If it had agave like nectar in it or whatever, but
I want nothing to do with that.
It was very unique. It was almost like a light Corona mixed with really bad cheap tequila.
Jose Cuervo?
No, like Jose Cuervo's silver, but like worse than that. Whatever like the well version of Jose Cuervo is.
The
well version of Jose Cuervo, because we already know Jose Cuervo is well. The well, the deep well. Yeah. So I had one of those, a bottle, and I had a real hard time drinking it. Like,
are you gonna say something else?
No, it was not enjoyable at all. And shut up, Joey.
All right. Well, the worst beer I ever had was a jalapeno beer. It was
really
some microbrew.
It's jalapeno.
No, it's jalapeno for us English
bro.
people.
No, it's not jalapnik.
It's jalapeno. It's not jalapnik.
It's jalapeno.
Yeah.
Jalapeno.
So it was a jalapeno beer.
Yeah, there you go.
It was from a microbrew.
Really good.
I know. Come on. I'm like 1/8 Spanish. Maybe 1/16.
I hate people that do that.
I work with a lot of Spanish.
I hate people that are like, oh yeah, I'm a quarter English. I'm 1/16 French.
Yeah.
I'm a quarter German, and just
5/6
because I'm a quarter
Japanese.
German makes me German.
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're white or you're not white.
Listen, gringo.
Except that I know where my ancestors came from, so I'm
shut up.
Mainly Irish and German.
Yeah. Vinny's one of those guys. He's like, oh, I'm like 3/8 Irish and like a quarter German.
Those are my two biggest
and
percentages.
Whatever. It's like, no, you're not, dude. You're a white dude from Westchester.
Yeah.
Putnam, get it right.
Same within Westchester County.
Putnam County.
You're like right next door.
That's good.
Whatever, I'm in Montreal now.
All right, anyways, Joey, continue.
Yeah, so it was just like a little microbrew, but not a really good one, and it tasted like watered beer with like
a sprinkle of
jalapeno spice, but like not in a good way. It was just like a crappy beer with that taste, and there was literally a little one in the bottle. And
like an actual jalapeno?
Yeah, they you know, it was like touristy.
You know what? I feel like that was just like a marketing thing.
That's
like, all right, let's make our normal lager, and then before we bottle it,
dilute it with
we're just gonna
jalapeno
just sprinkle some jalapeno seeds and a pickled jalapeno in it.
Well, dude, it's not like when they put a worm in tequila, because it's the worm's in mezcal, not
tequila.
Yeah,
the worm's in mezcal. Don't eat the worm.
Why?
It makes you hallucinate.
Really?
Yeah. So eat the worm then.
So do not eat the worm.
I have a worker.
I can't guarantee it's going to be a good trip.
No? I got it. I've never had mezcal before, but one of my workers went down and he brought me back a bottle.
So mezcal,
it's delicious.
Mezcal is very controversial, especially here in the States. Mezcal outside of Mexico, right?
Yeah.
So the marketed mezcal, right, that you could get at like your store.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's available up here, but it's available in the States. There's like very, 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 very few brands that sell mezcal, right?
Here there's only 4 or 5, and it's quite expensive.
Any of those brands that you get, that's not real mezcal.
No?
All right. If you want real mezcal, you have to go to Mexico and you have to go to the guy that makes it
Yeah.
and knock on his front door and ask for it.
Yeah.
All right, it's not especially in Mexico, it's not a marketed thing. It's not like you don't go to the store and you buy mezcal. Like
It's authentic.
You go down the block and over a few houses, and that's the guy that sells mezcal.
Yeah.
Right. So like my grandfather, before he passed away, he used to make mezcal, and he was in the process of actually importing it into the United States.
Okay.
Because his stuff was just like that. He basically like during his last years, he dedicated his life to just
Mezcal.
making mezcal. And I'm not a big mezcal guy.
No.
And if my brother is listening to this, he's probably saying, "Gay." It's an acquired taste. It's very smoky.
That's why I liked it,
when
though.
it's made right. But like sometimes to me, it tastes like a cigarette ash.
Really?
Like you know, like like that smell you get from a cigarette, like when they put it out or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like to me sometimes. It's very like my grandfather's mezcal, like I can tolerate.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because subconsciously, like, or
psychologically,
yeah.
You got some attachment.
It's whatever. Yeah. There's a sentiment behind it.
Yeah.
You're crying and you're like, I like this.
No, I've done my crying, but
I've had a bit of that mezcal too. Actually.
Oh yeah, I gave Vinny
really
a small. It was a Goya jar, a Goya olives jar.
Oh, yeah.
And because the one thing with mezcal is it has to be in a glass bottle.
Okay.
It cannot be in a plastic container because it just absorbs the plasticky flavor.
Okay.
So it always has to be glass. So
Yeah.
I give Vinny some. I think when my grandfather was still alive, that was like a fresh batch from Mexico.
I definitely didn't finish it. I definitely still have some.
Really?
Here?
It might be in New York. I'm not. It's either in that wooden box right there, or it's in New York still in my.
Well, that's
I have a whole bunch of stuff still.
That
in New York,
stuff's like worth gold right now. Well, within like my
It's so
family
good,
and like the realm of people that we know, but
you gave that to me a long time ago,
a super long time ago.
and I've like every once in a while I'll like take a little sip.
It's only
and
like
enjoy the
I only gave him
smoothness.
like was it like 12 ounces maybe
Very
that
little.
little jar,
Very little.
and I filled it to the brim, and like I had to like beg my mom to give me that. I was
Yeah.
like, please. I was like, let me have some. I was like, I want to give it to Vinny. She's like,
Most of the time,
okay.
dude, most of the time I've drank it was also with you,
Yeah.
but I haven't.
All right. After we're done with this, or maybe even sometime during this, we could
Pop the box.
see if it's here.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
check it.
So, where was I going with this?
The mezcal is tasty.
So yeah, so if you get it like from the source, like directly from Mexico, it's good for what it is, like the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's good, but if you get it commercialized up here,
Yeah.
it's not the same. It's kind of like
Mainstreamed.
they mainstream it. They start mass producing, and then
Yeah.
the quality goes down. It's either quality or quantity. You can't have one or the other. You can't make something that's very, very good and consistently put out mass quantities of it. You gotta just economically and just logistically, it's not possible.
When most of the good stuff is coming from Grandpa's basement, you're not gonna get the good quality when a company that makes tequilas starts making it or something, right?
So like it's like the same with like your local brews, right? Your local breweries, your microbrews, whatever.
Yeah.
They put out real good stuff, and there's thousands of them across the United States and Canada, and everyone has their go-to place, and it's always like local, local batches or whatever that are amazing. But then you get beers like whatever, like Sam Adams, who used to be a craft beer, right?
Yeah.
A microbrew, but now they're big time,
It's
and their stuff still,
mass-produced.
it's mass produced. It's still decent for what it is, right? But it's not like it's not on par with your local brewery.
Yeah.
Like you go to your local brewery, and like you have an IPA from them versus a Sam Adams IPA, and it's just like it's night and day. Like the tastes are different. Like you're getting a whole different animal.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really good segue into what I wanted to talk about with regards to like when I moved here.
Grilled cheese sandwiches.
Hang on, before I forget.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Hey,
Harley,
Let go of the nachos.
Derek.
off the nachos, Harley.
Derek. So
Tequila.
the beer, because you guys answered this question already,
Yeah.
right? The beer that wrecks me the most, that I love
That's
to
true.
drink, is actually Sam Adams Winter Lager.
Ooh.
I love that beer, but dude, the next morning,
Really?
oh my god, it's such a good beer. Like, in Oktoberfest,
The
does it
winter
to me?
spices. Yeah.
Those are like this is like
Nutmeg.
the Sam Adams is like, it's one of my favorite breweries, right? It's one like my favorite mainstream breweries. So, but I really like their Oktoberfest and their winter because like I kind of like grew up on them like when I first was
Back when I was a 12-year-old boy.
when I was of legal drinking age, you know.
12 years old.
Yeah. So like I've always loved their Oktoberfest, but recently I think like in the past year or two, I think they changed the recipe because it just hasn't tasted the same to me.
Yeah.
But their winter lager, they have like so much spices in it and whatnot that like I'll drink, whatever, 3 or 4 of them in a night,
Yeah.
and then the next morning I'm just paying for it. And I know every single time I have it, it's gonna be the same outcome the next day, but I just can't
Yeah.
stop drinking it.
It's delicious.
It's delicious, especially in the winter when it's cold and it's like, because when it's freezing cold outside, like you don't get home and like, oh, I want a beer after a long day of work. You're like, oh, I want something warm, like a brandy or a scotch.
Yeah.
Something that's kind of gonna like warm you
Or
up
a
a little
stout
bit.
at least, right?
Yeah, or a stout, but like you don't come home like in the winter, like after a super cold day, and like, oh, I need an IPA like right now. Like it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was my wreck me
Wreck.
beer.
the wreck me beer, the winter lager. So when I moved here, I had to relearn what I liked as far as beers, because, like you were saying, everywhere has their own stuff. Like everywhere has their own local stuff, and that's really the best way to make the best beers is to have like local stuff. Like have small situations, not like a big mass-produced operation. But the issue is the stuff that's popular here isn't necessarily the stuff that's super popular where I grew up. So I had to basically relearn what I like in beer because everything's so different here.
Yeah, you grew up with Bud Light, Pabst.
Well, not even that. But like the IPA,
Budweiser?
The IPAs are different here. They just are, and it's harder to find the same style IPAs that we have.
Dude, like before I was even of legal drinking age, I just knew Budweiser was a bad beer.
Yeah, for sure.
It was just gross. I'll drink a Budweiser if I had to, but I wouldn't enjoy it.
I was super happy when you brought up your beers from your area though, because these are the type of beers that I've been drinking since I was legally able to drink.
Right.
12.
And these are 12, and since I was
Oh, wait, it's not 12, it's 21.
let me rephrase
That-
that.
oh, yeah.
Let me rephrase.
Had the numbers backwards.
These are-
my
Hey.
dyslexia.
Yeah,
These are
that's
the type
it.
of beers that I grew up drinking. That's a better way to phrase it, right? So no, I was super happy when you brought these up because this is the stuff that reminds me of home, and I'm used to drinking. So like this Mean Max one, it's awesome. It's really like this is what I wanted out of beers that I can't get here really. So
Yeah.
thanks for bringing that, man.
Oh no, you're welcome, dude. Like, I love trying new brews, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone does, right? Any beer enthusiast. So like when you brought us to Saint Ambroise, am I saying it right?
Saint Ambroise.
Saint Ambroise.
Yeah.
Or
Saint Ambroise.
the, like I don't
Amboise.
Ambroise.
No, it's just Saint Ambroise.
Amboise.
Saint Ambroise.
Amboise.
Saint Ambroise.
So all right, so
Sorry.
I've been learning this weekend that you don't roll your R's in French.
No. It's true.
Saint Ambroise.
I don't know.
So like
The costly.
their apricot IPA. No, it was just the apricot like whatever lager, right?
Apricot ale. I think.
Apricot
I
ale.
think.
Just a regular, yeah, it was just a regular
That
ale.
was good. It was like
It's refreshing. It's fruity.
Right.
It's
It wasn't
Little-
amazing.
Little
okay?
sweetness to it, right?
Yeah,
It's nice.
I wouldn't
It wasn't
have
ama-
8 of them. Then again, I would never drink 8 beers in a row. Just for those listeners out there,
It
Yeah,
wasn't.
for sure.
One is
We would
nice.
never over and buy.
Yeah,
No.
it wasn't like, oh my god,
Drink responsibly.
this apricot beer is good, but it's like,
Ooh,
all right,
that
it's
was good.
probably one of the best apricot beers I've ever had because it's
Yeah.
probably the only apricot,
I was gonna call you out on that one.
the only apricot beer I've ever had.
Actually,
But who
Dogfish
the-
makes a really good one. By the way.
Really?
Okay, now I know. So now, like, right, I tried this, right? I
Yeah.
tried the apricot beer.
Yeah.
So now I go home and I'm shopping, and I'll see whatever Dogfish apricot. So now I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'll be
Let me
more
try that.
receptive to trying that now because,
it.
all right, I had a good experience with this one. Like, this one could be just as good or even better.
Yeah. Exactly.
But then it could always be
Crap.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're gonna be more. I mean, that's how you learn about beer, really. Like, you gotta experiment.
You gotta try new things.
You gotta try new things. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Like before, like the fad a few years ago was just like IPAs, IPA everything, IPA. Like you said earlier, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And now like everyone's finding like, all right, IPAs are getting old, or it's just like the same thing over and over again. Like, let's experiment.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try this different malt or this different yeast even or whatever on the same beer that we've been brewing before, and it's like you have a whole new beer.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy like how you can
Drink.
change the taste of a beer by just changing a very simple ingredient. Like, right, like I've brewed some beer before, and like I made an IPA,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That was a solid. That was a solid IPA. Like your first batch, dude. That was dope.
I'm still surprised to this day like it came out that well.
Yeah.
But like
Set the bar too high, bro.
I did. I set the bar too high for myself, and so now like anything I make either needs to be just as good or even better. So it's like that's why I haven't made beer anymore. But it's like I've been like looking up recipes and like picking other people's brains and stuff, and they're like, oh, well, just try instead of doing malt extract, try actual herbs.
Yeah.
In your mix. Or like there's like dozens of types of yeasts that you can use that'll what's the word, cultivate differently or
Procreate.
procreate or
No,
whatever
I'm
react
just kidding.
differently
Yeah.
to the mix.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just gotta keep like experimenting and like
There's so much variation that people
there
don't
is,
realize there
and
is.
like that's why, like we're able to have thousands of breweries across whatever the states and Canada or whatever that even though two breweries might be using the same ingredients right for their beer, it comes out completely different.
Yeah.
You get completely different animals.
Yeah, dude. That's like even the water of the area
Oh,
affects it
the
greatly.
water is the main ingredient. If you have crappy water, you're gonna have crappy beer.
I've always said
That's
that, like,
the end of it.
yeah, like I've always said that, like, if you were to bring together a few beers from some of the local breweries in my area, there's like 4 or 5 of them. If you gave me one beer from each, I could at least I would for sure know which one was Peekskill, which one's Captain Lawrence, which one's from Newburgh.
Man.
From the taste, like
I miss
know.
Captain Lawrence. There's no Captain Lawrence up where I'm at.
No, for real? Oh my gosh,
For
dude.
real. They
It's not up here,
just
obviously.
recently started getting Captain Lawrence
Yeah,
up in the Adirondacks where I live. But it's not like Liquid Gold or their other beers. They're more known for beers. It's like one-offs or seasonals that I've seen, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I went to
I miss it, man.
what the restaurant's called 99 restaurant or something like that. It's like a chain,
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
like like Chili's or whatever.
Or like over by Steve's place. It's not. Is it like near
Steve's
Norwalk?
place? No,
Near
no, no, no.
Norwalk?
It's up where I live.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's
There's a place-
a chain. It's like Applebee's or Chili's or whatever.
Okay.
Your typical whatever
with
American
the horseshoe.
with
Cuisine.
the horseshoe. Yeah, American cuisine.
Yeah.
Right. So
I know.
America.
they actually have the best happy hour in town.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
okay.
they're like half price drinks during happy hour, or buy one get one. I think that's what it is. But the other day, like we went like a few months ago, I went there with my wife, and they had Captain Lawrence Liquid Gold.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I saw the tap, because they have the their identifying tap handle with a barrel on the top and the CL.
Yeah.
I was like, "Is that Captain Lawrence?" They're like, "Yeah."
No way.
I'm like, "Which one? Liquid Gold?" I'm like, "Yes."
Done.
Done.
Go.
I'm
Empty
like, just like put me down for like 6 of them right now, because we're gonna be here a while.
Captain Lawrence is solid, man.
They are.
It's
They have some real good brews.
As far as they haven't spread a little bit more than they have,
But at the same time, that's good because they don't lose
Yeah, they're
their
like small
whole
town microbrew.
their authenticity, their flavor.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like kind of like doubling back to what you said about like you being able to taste the difference between X and X brewery.
Yeah.
Right. If you gave brewery A on the East Coast and brewery B on the West Coast the same exact ingredients, the same exact recipe and how to make it, down to like the second and brewing method and everything, I guarantee you they'll both make it and they'll both be completely different in taste.
For sure. It's true.
Because it all matters on the water.
The water content is crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's why I think my beer came out so good, because where I used to live when I brewed that beer was above a dental office.
Yeah.
So they had a crazy intricate water filtration system.
Okay.
So
You cheated.
yeah, I kind of cheated. I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
But like, I just need to go back there and just like get like 5-gallon jugs of water from them. Just knock on the door. Like, oh hey, remember me? I used to live here. Can I just have some water? And I'll be on my way.
So, not to be abrupt, but a question that we like to ask is, what's your current favorite meal? We've been talking about beer a lot, but a little bit back to food.
Meal.
What's your favorite meal right now? Like, what's your go-to?
Beef tartare.
Yeah,
I actually made it last week.
So that's so high end.
Yeah, but it's so delicious.
That's so pretentious. Get out.
I know. No, but I don't eat it often though.
Yeah.
Because I wait like big intervals, so then you like build up like, oh man, I really want it, and I want it, and I want it.
How was it? How was yours?
It's always I haven't had it 1,000 times, but usually when you're getting beef tartare, it's in a nice enough restaurant, or when we made it ourselves, we got like nice cuts of
for sure.
filet mignon, and so it turned out awesome because it's very straightforward, right? There's not that many ingredients. You can play with a few, but I mean it's straightforward, and it's just if you got good cuts of meat, it's delicious. So I think lately that's been.
I've only had like once or twice.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really go to as many high end restaurants as Nils does.
Yeah.
But
I don't know, man. Something about that raw.
The last time I had beef tartare was with Nils.
I believe it. There you go.
In Montreal.
Yeah.
So I'll say my favorite meal. It's probably chicken parm, chicken parmesan.
Nice.
Very simple, but I enjoy making it, and I enjoy reaping the reward, because it's just like it's a little bit of a process, because like we make it from scratch.
Yeah.
Like I'll get chicken breast, I'll fillet them myself, and then I'll do the whole process. Flour, egg wash, and then sometimes panko seeds, sometimes Italian seeds, sometimes you can just go crazy. Like I know my mom likes to use Ritz crackers.
Really?
As seasoning, and it's amazing, dude. Oh my god. For just a chicken cutlet, not even chicken parm, just like making a chicken cutlet with Ritz crackers. Oh my god.
It's been a while since I've had a good chicken parm.
And I use off the shelf sauce. I don't know how to make my own sauce yet, but I usually go with like ragu, garlic and garlic and herbs, or garlic and onion, whatever it is. I don't know. And that's usually a nice median.
Yeah.
So like I'll fry each chicken cutlet on each side for like about 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Throw some butter while it's frying. Slap some sauce on it. Some fresh mozzarella on the top.
Nice. Throw
it in the oven for about 10-15 minutes at like 375, and it comes out perfect. perfect.
Nice.
Every single time. And like just, whatever. Just boil up some pasta or spaghetti, whatever you want, and just slap some spaghetti over it, and some crushed red pepper and Parmesan on the side.
Yes.
You're good to go. I love it, dude. I love it so much.
Dude, that's awesome. Thanks for coming on the podcast, guys. This is super fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad I finally got you guys together. Got Freddy in the country, finally.
And finally, thanks for having me. Like, I've been looking forward to this for like the past 7 weeks.
Yeah, seriously, dude. It's been crazy. Crazy summer. It's hard to schedule stuff sometimes.
But shout out Sherwin. Haven't met you yet, bro, but
Dude, Sherwin's mad cool, dude. He's a good bro.
yeah, I'm liking what I'm hearing. All the other guests, Nick, sorry. Don't know you, but this is fun. I had a good time.
He's throwing mad shade right now.
That's it, dude. That's what I do. I'm gonna just throw shade and leave the country. Come find me, bro.
All right, guys.
See ya. Peace.